and that's kind of tough competition. Tim, you get to travel. You've been to a lot of those tracks that Wayne was talking about in central Pennsylvania. And what do you find? Legend cars, are people curious? Because you run with sprint cars or late models or whatever the headline division is at a certain track. People curious, and what do you think you guys need to do to build a fan base? Or is it already there?
Well, I think the fan base is building up. It was larger at one time, and as the series kind of faded away and now it's coming back, the series is getting a little bigger and the fan base is a little better. But I can't agree more with these guys about, the small car. Personally, I drove an asphalt modified and I drove 600 micros against these guys. And you know what? These smaller, I hate to say it, smaller cars that were referred to are a lot more challenging. That 600 micro sprint was, a challenge. You came in, you were sweating, you did your job out there. You didn't go out and run around and beat and rub up against a guy. And the same way with the legend cars. It's kind of a midget with a body on it. You can't be out there rubbing up against a guy and you're up on the wheel for 20 laps if your feature's 20 laps. And out in central PA, we've over the past 2 years, I can really say last year, maybe it helps having Scott Gobrecht take over our series and being the brother to Kevin Gobrecht, but we have gotten a lot more people that say, I wish I would have stuck around more to watch your racing, because we put on a better show than a lot of times than the 410s. They get strung out, Raymer gets out to lead, Hodnick gets out to lead, the guys with the big motors get out, and that's it, it's a runaway show. We get out there, we got 5 guys running 3 wide for the lead, coming down to the checker, you don't know who's going to win it until the race is over. And I think that's what we need a lot more of, is to get out there running with some of these bigger cars and get a little more notoriety instead of being stuck at the bull rings. Not necessarily the bull rings, but like, it was mentioned about running like with go-karts, and no disrespect there, but I think we should be classified more as a larger car division. It's just, obviously, the size is a little bit comparable, it's smaller, but definitely the racing I feel is a lot better in our series, in all these series sitting up here on the stage.
I agree that, just real quick, I agree there also, but it still comes down to, you got to promote. You got to promote. There's only really, when you think about it, like as far as track promoters, there's only really a handful of true promoters out there anymore. Some of these tracks anymore, they just want to open the gate, take your money, and then kick you out in 3 hours. Brett Dale, this young man there, he's doing an unbelievable job. He has a handful of shows that he promotes, and here he is promoting them already. Just like Bob Miller. Bob Miller is one heck of a promoter for them Thunder on the Hill shows. You have to make your own superstars. Like ARDC is a perfect example. ARDC, they got it figured out. They made the Buckwalders, they're like superheroes. You say ARDC, and everybody knows you got to beat a Buckwalder. Either one of them. So you make your own superheroes, and just like right now, Tyler Bardick, he's on top of the heap right now as far as our deal. And it's thanks to guys like you in the racing paper who pick our articles up that'll write about us and stuff like that. That's what it really comes down to. Talking to Lenny, working deals with Lenny to try to get in the racing paper, getting on the computer anymore. Just like Wayne here. Wayne makes his own heroes. Makes it where, hey, you got to come and watch Ryan Greff. He's gonna whoop up on these guys again. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to have some rivalries. You've got to create personalities.
I think to Doug's point too, I've always harped on the promotion aspect of our classes, and I don't know if that, I've thought about that more, the more I talk about it and talk with Wayne and different guys, is that I don't know that the tracks that we go to have ever had to promote, because it's always been through the back gate that our classes have paid for themselves. And I think with the purses, especially with the 600 micros, where the purses have gotten to a point to where, I don't want to say the well is dried up, but there's only so many things Mike Dicely can sponsor, and Brett Shanley can sponsor, and 600 Scene can sponsor, and Terry Schaefer at RTS can sponsor, to where the well's dried up. You can't keep going there, and I think the racetracks need to take some accountability and step up and promote the races to get a fan draw there, because you don't see stuff in the racing, you don't see stuff in the local papers. I mean, now Kutztown does a good job. I take Kutztown, I'm not saying that because I'm going to be the race director there, but you take Kutztown, they run an ad every week in the Reading Eagle to promote their races. And honestly, the fan turnout at Kutztown on a Wednesday night is pretty respectable for our division. And I think that racetracks do hold some accountability in that, to where they need to step up and take us to the next level, because we've taken ourselves about as far as we can go.
Excellent points to everybody. I did want to point out, and you, thank you for creating that kind of segue, one of those Buckwalder superheroes. Winner of one of the Winter National races for the mini sprint down in Florida, Tim Buckwalder over there. Timmy, congratulations. Great Winter Nationals. Second overall, right, in points to Luke Thomas down there.
And
Timmy.
And a Friday Night Gamblers Classic.
I was going there. Thank you, though.
I'm a fan, too.
What an indoor season, yeah, this guy's had as well. Atlantic City in a TQ midget. Winner down at Boardwalk Hall in the preliminary night. Up at Providence, Rhode Island, third in the indoor show in a TQ midget. So, yeah, Doug wasn't kidding when he talks about the talent and the versatility in that Buckwalder family. Of course, Steve, now ARDC midget champion. Timmy, right there in his footsteps, and Bruce Buckwalder Jr. right there with you guys, too. So, we're going to step a little bit above our divisions now, or next to our divisions. If you get a chance to get out and check out an ARDC midget show sometime this summer, do yourself a favor. Go watch them. They're wild and they're wingless, and it's awesome racing. So again, congratulations, Tim. Outstanding winter season so far. See Brett Shanley over there too. Hi, Brett. For micro sprint driver, still micro sprint driver, building those SB3 micro sprint chassis, or should we say 600 sprint car chassis?
Thank you.
I need to talk to Brett and Lenny Salmons, and we're going to work on a name change. I want to get Mike Feltenberger from Speedway Entertainment. He's been slowly working his way toward the stage. We do not have a representative of the slingshot division up here, and that was not intentional. The stage just filled up. Sorry. But I do want to allow Mike, and it doesn't matter, Mr. Feltenberger, just go on over and grab a microphone. But, you know, we gave all these guys the opportunity to say, here's what's good about our respective divisions. Tell us what's good, and you've been involved with them for years now. What's good about the slingshots?
Well, basically the slingshots, it's a spec class. You know, the engines get done back at Speedway Entertainment. The tires are sold by Speedway Entertainment and our dealers. And basically it's a class, it's a relatively cheap class. Race-ready slingshot new is $7,800. And it's designed to bring out the talent in a race car driver. It's not how much money you can spend, you know, putting money into your engine or getting new, bigger tires. It's a talent-driven class, and I believe some of the drivers that, you know, came out of the slingshot class are pretty good names. Ryan Smith, Kyle Ebersol was a point champion up in the asphalt late models, Billy Pouch Jr., Sean Merkel. So there's a lot of good drivers that came out of the slingshot class. But the nice thing about slingshots is they go from ages 6. We have a 6-year-old running them out in Minnesota. 88 years old up at Caroga Creek in New York.
See what I mean about that diversity in the smaller car? I don't know, we got to come up with a new name there, but in all those small car divisions, that's what's so cool.
And the nice thing about it is we run them on asphalt, we run them on dirt, we run them on, you know, 20th mile speedways down in Florida and up in Minnesota occasionally. It looks like a backyard car, but it's actually a race car. And our purses and our season-ending payouts and stuff for our tour races is actually better than some of the bigger tracks. We have a $1,200 championship. Now we're going to give away a car and a body. So The point champion for the All-Star class will be walking out with basically another car for the next year. The juniors are going to be all getting, the top 3 will be getting a new body. And that's the thing with the slingshots. We have a junior class, which is pretty big. We built 27 new cars from October to basically on Friday, and 17 of them were for drivers 14 and under. So, I mean, as much as you want to think they're not a race car, these young kids are going to be hopping in these things, going to Shellhammers, going to Kutztown, going to Hamlin, and the payoff is pretty good even for the junior class. So, you know, it's not like the go-kart class where you win a trophy or win a ribbon or something. You actually can, you know, make some money doing it. And going through our top 12 in our national points, 6 of them ended the season in the black. Making a profit in auto racing is few and far between, but 6 of our top 12 in the national points ended their season in the black. So they don't look like race cars, but they are. They go on asphalt, they go on dirt. They put on a great show down in Atlantic City. They were the pride of Fort Wayne. The people at Fort Wayne love them. They ask us back again for the holiday race next year. So, you know, you look at them sitting there and you think, you know, what is it? But come to Kutztown or Linda's or Shellhammers and you'll see what a slingshot really is.